Friends, today I'd like to sort of semi-settle a question that a lot of people have asked. I get this question asked all the time because I've done some videos about the Vox VT20X, one of my favorite amps, and the Fender LT25, also one of my favorite amps. Both these are affordable amps that you can buy for less than $200, really more like about $150 each. Both of them, I think, are fantastic for the home studio, and that's what I use them for. I love having a small amp that doesn't blow anybody away, and they're great in the studio and they sound great mic'd up. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to describe what I have here. I have the Vox over here on this side. I have the Fender over here. And I thought I'd try to do an apples to apples sort of comparison where we take something like a clean, a tweed, a Marshall, a dual rectified, several different sounds as emulated by these various different little modeling amps, and then show you just how they sound and why I like both of them for different reasons. Now, I'm not going to do a whole lot of... Hey, baby.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
I forgot you were recording.
It's okay.
Bye, folks.
What was you going to do?
So what?
What do you need to do?
Oh, nothing. I was just checking on Hendrix.
My wife was checking on the dog. Sorry about that. So I thought what I'd do is, I got an American Telecaster. I thought that would be a good guitar just as an everyman's guitar. And I'm going to try to go through the various sounds as these two different amps emulate those. So what you're hearing right now is the Vox. I've got a blade switcher from Electro Harmonics down here so I can... And I'm going out of the speaker. I'm mic'd the speaker with condenser mics, little Behringer condenser mics. So I've got them pointed at the speaker so you can hear just how the speaker sounds, because they ultimately sound a little bit different. Both of them sound great, just going to line into your board too. But I just dig the sound of air moving, right? So, and both of them have slightly different kind of speakers too, and that's one of the charms of both of them. So this is the Vox emulating. I've got here on the screen, I'm doing a screen capture. You see I've got the Deluxe vibrato. I could have picked Deluxe normal. What doesn't matter. It's a Deluxe clean. I'm just not using the vibrato on it. But and these are the amp settings. Now you'll notice real quickly I've got a Deluxe clean over here for the Fender that I'm going to switch to in a second. It doesn't have nearly the options. So what are the main differences? Let me play a little bit first, then I'll talk about them. Okay, so here is again how that's So let's switch over to the Fender. Totally different, right? Not a bad thing. Let me knock a little bit of that. Let's switch out a reverb to like a spring reverb here. I'm going to swap effect, and let's go to a spring 65. Okay, and I don't want it to be too much. Let's put a little bit less, a little bit less. Maybe leave the tone about the same. Back to the Vox, same kind of stuff. So you can naturally hear a lot of difference there. And if I go back to the amp over here on the Fender, I could definitely EQ this one in to sound more like the other one if indeed I wanted to. But the thing I want you to see is what's nice about the Vox, and one of the reasons I dig the Vox is if I click over here, I've got bias shift. It's got a tube in it, and so I can turn it like here's to a cold bias on the telly. And if I switch that over to like a Class AB, again it just changes everything. The thing the Fender has that I do like is a lot of the effects are very cool on the Fender, and there's things I can do on there that I can't do with the Vox, but I do totally dig being able to totally change the nature of the sound by changing the bias. Again with the Fender. And then when you hear them both together, it just always makes, to me, it makes it really cool. Right now I don't have them, I can all both pan to center. If I were to change that, let's say I were to select the Vox here on my mixer and pan it hard left, let's just do that. And take the Fender and pan it hard right. Then I've got this kind of thing, which is what I dig. Man, what a sound. I'm getting away from the whole point of this thing, which is to compare the two. Let's pan those back to center so we're not getting a misinterpretation of what we're hearing. I love the fact that now I have the power to be able to switch back and forth between different amps easily with the mixer. So let's go to something else. Let's go to I'm just going to just pick something here and pick something on the Vox that looks like a Marshall. Well, here, UK Rock, that's got to be a Marshall, right? What do we got? We got a British 59 treble.
All that mud, 'cause he likes to get on the bed.
So let's switch back over to the Vox. You're all right, baby.
Sorry again, folks.
That's all right, baby.
I'll do it again.
Let's cut the volume back a good bit so we don't peek out. Let's see, I've got a little bit of room on that one too, so we're not getting outside of the rim. Let's find something similar over here on this, a swap amp, and let's go for like probably a 70s rock is what's going to be the equivalent of that. And the gain is already set, I see, way higher than I have on the other one. So let's switch over to the Fender. Let's go up with the volume a bit. So it's a little trebly. Let's take it down a little bit. I want to be sort of apples to apples here, kind of. I'm trying to match up the other one. The bass, let's go up a little bit with the bass. And I probably have that gain set a lot higher than I do on the other one. So let's go back a little bit. Bring the bass up just a little. Let's thicken this just a little bit. Back to the Vox. Now I've still got the bias options here with the Vox. So I'm going to go to hot bias. thickened it up and made it a little bit stout. So I'm going to turn that gain back just a little bit here. And just so you know, if I change the class, you'll need to turn the gain back up a little bit, see. I would say that as a tone chaser goes, if you like the sound of a tube, even though the Vox is older technology, I mean, the Vox has been around, this has been around 5 or 6 years now, and the LT25 is new. I would say that if you like the sound of the tube, and you like to be able to switch back and forth and change things like bias and stuff on the tube, and you also like the fact that like this one has a resonance control on it, like that doesn't exist on the other. You'd have to do it with like I've got presence and resonance. I'm gonna turn that resonance back just a little. Back to the Fender. See, it still sounds great. Back to the Vox. And the whole difference there is where I've changed biases and stuff on the. Let me turn it all totally off here. Change the class. Playing mostly on the neck pickup. Hope you don't mind that. I just like the neck pickup on a Telecaster. So. All right, let's go to something else. Let's pick something. Let's go like the Eddie Van Halen type thing, right? I've got a Van Halen type amp here. Wow, it is hot. We got to crank that baby back some. Okay, so here we go. And it's hot in here in the room too. Let's switch over to something similar then on the Fender. Let's see what we've got. I know we've got. Is it super heavy? Yep, super heavy is a Van Halen type sound. So let's do that. And how high did I have the gain on this? Oh, I had the gain way high. Let's do gain way up on this one too. Treble, middle. I had a lot of bass on the other one. Let's kind of try to match them up a little bit, see what we get. Wow, that's wicked too. I'll say back that off a little bit. A little too much on this. Let's just scoop the mids just a little. Back over to the Vox again. might be, to me, I think the gain's too hot on that. I think when you scoop the mids on this one too, bring the bass down a little bit, drop this presence, drop this resonance some. I think, and maybe I'm totally wrong. That's with the bass hot there. Back to the Fender. Now they handle them both differently, don't they? Now what would that sound like if we pan hard left and right? Let's give it a shot. I just got to see. So here we go with both of them. Uh-oh, I turned my Vox off for some reason. How did I do that? Oh, I know what I did. I've not got both amps selected. This is crazy, crazy. So, to answer most people's questions, you know, it just depends on what you're looking for. I could go through, I guess, a whole bunch of other amps. I just wanted you to see, though, that what you have, the other selling point again. Here again, I'm not trying to talk the Vox up necessarily. I do like the fact it's got a tube in it for the price. That's in the preamp, not in the amp. The other one is totally digital. The other one, you have got Fender tone, and you got all the cool Fender sounds, and there are probably more modern sounds than what the Vox has. They've had time to develop them more. The effects, I say, are really good. If I were to start doing an effects segment of this, you start to see that the effects maybe shine a little better, and particularly the Fender sounds on the Fender sound more, to me, a lot of times more accurate. So I was going to go through tweeds. I got my dog driving me crazy. I think my wife's going to call me to breakfast here in a minute. I thought I'd at least share this much and show you just sort of what my thoughts are, and what I dig about both of these amps, and give you a little bit of A/B comparison. Give me your thoughts, and if you'd like to hear, maybe the easier way to do this would be to pick 2 amps each time that I could compare. You know, whether it be a Vox emulation, or like I say, Mesa Boogie, or I don't know, if either any kind of Fender you want to hear. They have them all. Both of them have them all, and I like them. And in tandem, the fact that they're different, the fact that they have both just a very different contrasting sort of sound, sounds great in the stereo mix. That's it. I gotta go rescue this crazy dog. Peace to all who watch. Subscribe to the channel if you like.